Hello everyone. It's been a couple of weeks since we've looked at the land, so thought we would have a walk along now that all of the landscaping is done and the big machinery has gone, and we've had time to sort of think about what we think we would like to do, and hopefully sort of describe some of the smaller projects, like break it up into smaller projects rather than it just being one whole big piece of land. We're here right down at the very bottom, so this fence here is our boundary marker, and we've started from the bottom because when you turn, now that it's clear, wow, you can just see everything. Yeah, you can just basically see the whole piece of land. It still looks really rough, it still looks really raw, but it now has all of its bare bones and we can see everything, even little Maxie wagging his tail. So this section has got some lovely established trees, and our border is literally just behind this small group of trees, comes up. That big pine there is our neighbours, but the trees on this side coming up to this sort of sorry looking cork oak, which I think is dead, and then straight up where our roadway has been put in, that's our border on this side. The opposite side is easy to see, just coming back down. You can literally see it just where it's all clear. And then here on the bottom section, the brush has just been pushed to that line of trees, and that's our boundary on that side. And for me, what it means is it's very clear in my head as to what's ours. Because it's the first time we've seen it in such a clear state, and it's making me really excited about what we can do. So we see it in sort of small chunks going up the hill. This section is fairly level, it does still slope off slightly, but it's clear. And we're possibly thinking that when we do eventually get some chickens, they'll be here because they've got a lot of natural shade, and they'll be able to scratch up and clear loads of the existing, what we would call weeds in here, the broom and the rock rose and wildflowers. We can put in loads of the brush that has been pushed out, and they'll dig all of that up and poop onto it, and then it'll all start to break down and make compost for use in future years. We also have a road. Our road comes all the way down here, so if we have to bring in supplies like some wood to make a chicken house or to bring in food for them, then it's going to be easy to do that. It'll also be easy to bring in fencing, because that's going to be like our number one priority at the moment, to get some fencing up so that one, it keeps the boar out, and two, it keeps Max in. And then he'll be a much happier dog because he'll have plenty of space to call his own. So just moving up from where we were in the chicken pasture, I'm going to call that, we now come up the hill that Jacques has made when he dug out our lake. I'm just going to call it a lake. I know many people have much bigger pieces of land, but this is the biggest piece of land we've ever owned. So I'm going with lake. We're going to celebrate its largeness. The sides are all built up, obviously, to retain the water. And one of the things that we're going to do quite early on, because next week it's meant to rain, is get loads of seeds put into this. So the rain will help to sort of soak it all together. As you can see, it's really dry at the moment. We haven't had rain for about 5 months. So everything is very dusty. So when the rain comes next week, then we're going to get loads of seeds in here. We've been to Agroturismo in Castelo Branco, and we've got some wildflower seeds, and we've got some clover, things that are going to go in and hold all of the soil together. And then hopefully there'll be enough rain to start filling our lake. So we do know that this is a long-term project, so we've been advised that we might get rain and it'll just seep in. But what Jacques thinks and hopes is that when it does rain and the water table rises, then it will maintain the level of water here in the lake. So, yep. And it's pretty much the width of our land, bar the road on either side.
So whilst I was editing this video, I got to thinking about our lake and it filling with water. And when Jacques explained to us how it was going to start collecting the water by the swales and hopefully, getting into a spring underground and all of those sorts of things, he did say that it would be a 2-year plan. We're going to have to watch how it reacts over the next 2 years. Hopefully it will fill, hopefully it will seal itself and we will get water in it and it will become a natural lake. If it doesn't, then what we'll do is we'll have to line it and we'll have to just collect rainwater in it instead. But yes, wanted to make it clear that it's not going to be an immediate lake, and it might take a couple of years of us watching how it manages itself over the next few years.
And then if we just turn and look just in front of the lake, that section there, we're going to clear out, and hopefully that's where we're going to have some garden beds. So there's a lot of space there for veg and salad stuff. We also need a space for our greenhouse, but as you can see, the whole site gets lovely evening light because we've got like a line of trees all down this right hand side as we look up. So everything's got a lovely dappled shade, which is going to keep a lot of heat off. So from the top to the bottom of the land here on the right hand side as we look up, we have got this pathway that's been cleared out, and Jacques' hope is from the way that the land is lying, any rain that falls on the top section and coming down will be channeled towards this side and come down here. And then what he's also done is make a entry into the lake. So let's have a look at that. So he's made this and he's built this side up to direct the water coming round and in. And what that'll do is it'll slow the water down, because it will gather quite a pace when it's the real heavy rains, and direct it round and into the lake. So as well as digging it out, what he's also done is made it safe, in as much as there are lots of different levels, and in the really deep sections he's even built in some steps. So this bit down here is really deep. It's about 10 feet deep once you're down in there up to the upper level. But we've got steps graduated in, and then we've got this shallower section here, and then obviously where the water's flowing in is a graduated exit as well, so it makes it really safe. So as I say, should anyone fall in, then there is ways out which are easy to use. We've moved up a little bit to the section just in front of the lake, and this is what I was referring to about where we can get some garden beds. So there's a fair bit of space here, and a couple of things we're not sort of sure what. Lots of ideas. We can think of like raised beds and hugel beds, all kinds of stuff. But what we have pretty much thought right from the beginning was that we wanted the existing trees to be maintained, and Jacques did a really good job of keeping them. So I think this is a madroña tree, the strawberry tree. So where we've got existing trees, we're going to make sort of an informal bed around each one of those. So we've got one here, and we've got one just in front of the bus, and just where the driveway opens up. And what I would like to do is collect all the big rocks and make an edge around each one, and then we can fill in things like strawberries and, you know, other little fruits, and perhaps some radishes and beetroots, things that you just intercrop here and there, and make them into immediate little gardens, things that we can complete in a day, so we can see that we're making some progress, because the rest of it is going to take some time to work on. Then here, where Max is having a lovely dust bath, we've got quite a rough edge here, where it's been built up to make a flat level parking space. So right along here, and what I would like to do is put in like a retaining wall. So what I would like to do is build a low retaining wall right along here. Don't know what the wall's going to be made out of. Probably some rebar banged in, and then logs coming up. So it only has to sort of come to the level of the plateau, but we can get rid of all of the broom and everything, and that'll all rot down inside, and then that could be an ideal place for planting some fruit bushes and herbs, everything like that. So we can sort of see as we're going up, job after job after job, but things that are going to be really pleasurable to do over time. Just take our time, get to know the land, get to enjoy it. We've now just moved up to the flat parking area that has been made. So as you can see from where the truck's parked, it's nice and level. But here we want to put a nice big deck, a good seating area outside of the bus, perhaps an outside kitchen, somewhere to really sit back and relax. When we're spending days here, we can make our lunch, we can make our evening meal, set up a a composting loo and a shower on the other side. Just make it a really usable space. And it's great that we can not only get the bus and a big deck, hopefully with a cover. I'm really stretching the budget here. But we also have parking space, so that any materials, we don't have to lug around by hand, we just carry them in. So yeah, we have another madronia tree here, so hence going to be another bed. And then we have more fruit trees just here with a cork oak before the road. So that'll be another big bed. All of these I sort of see, as I said, as like quick wins. We'll be able to organise and sort those out. Get the stones around them, get some compost in and get them planted up all within a day. So like we feel we're making progress.
Progress, yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely, yeah.
It's also really good because this is the first time in years that we've actually been able to see our well.
What I really like about this, it is really, really deep, but somebody's actually dug this out and then they've lined it.
Yes,
with all of these stones all the way down, which is like an amazing feat of engineering. I just think it's absolutely amazing.
Yeah, really great craftsmanship. And it's got this sort of spillway coming down and in here.
Yeah, so
on
clever.
a big stone. But yeah, we've never seen any water in it, sadly. Yep, so we're up here on our top section where the olive trees are. And it does slope down. The slope seems much more apparent now that all the brush is cleared, which is quite nice. So the one thing that I haven't got down on the plateau on the parking area is my mountain view.
Yeah.
So what I do intend as another one of our jobs is to build perhaps a little deck here with a lovely seat, and it'll be an ideal place at some point, perhaps next year, to sit with a glass of wine or a morning coffee, something so that I can still take in the view.
Yeah.
And it'll be just in front of the biggest swale,
yeah,
that was cut in. And
yeah,
because it's got a lot of land that's going to capture rain, so it needs to hold that and direct it down. You can see the good slope that it's got down and off to the left and down into the lake.
Yeah.
And then in between, on the hillside, in between all of the swales and berms, I don't know, we're fluid, we're flexible. We're probably just looking at more fruit trees, things that look after themselves once you've got them established and watered in. So we're going to bring the video to a close now. So thank you very much for watching. And thank you for all of the wonderful comments that we've been getting, and to all of our new subscribers, welcome along.
Yeah.
It's really nice to have you. So take care everyone, and we will see you next time.
On the next one. Yeah. See you then.
Bye bye.